Yeah, you know what time it is. Valhalla Hour, let's go! Kick back, put on your headphones tight. Rob and Matt, bringing fire every night. From the land of 10,000 lakes, we rule the scene. With a crew so fresh, keeping it raw and clean. Minnesota Vikings, kings of the north. We wear our purple heart and let the battle roar forth. Breaking down the game, dissecting the plays. With passion so fierce, we'll set the night ablaze. So give us a follow, hit that like. Share it with your crew, you know we're about to strike. Valhalla Hour podcast, living life bold, where legends are made and stories are told.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Well, it's week 2 of couch surfing. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Valhalla Hour. I'm your host, Sir SoCal. With me is Mr. Rob Haspels, Jonathan, Eric Gorecki, Southern Skull, Cue Ball, and Matthew Luciteri. How are we?
Doing well.
Is everyone's pulse okay after last week's games?
Absolute cinema.
I think I had a few heart attacks after some of those games, especially the San Fran Philly game.
Right.
So,
Yeah, the only stinker was the Patriots game.
Yeah, that unfortunately,
I think the Packers game was bad.
That was a good game. They just lose now, though.
The Packers, unfortunately, did the Packer thing. So I wanted to start off today's episode with an idea for the future. And this is based on the NBA and the NHL. We need to finally start. We have to. And this is long overdue. 2 years in a row. We need to start seeding the NFL playoffs based on the regular season record. The NBA gets it right because they reward regular season performance. Here, it's a freaking antiquated system because Carolina, 8-9, a freaking losing team, just because they won their division, should not get a damn home game in the playoffs. I mean, 8-9. Okay.
Yeah, I disagree.
I disagree because, like, if you freaking beat all of the teams in your division twice a year, if you sweep them, I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
The only I think more deserving teams would end up giving us better playoffs and everything. But what you do is you take away the importance of winning your division. And I still want winning the division to be something that's considered important in the NFL for these teams. That's my personal opinion.
The only way it will work is the top 2 seeds in each conference would have to have a first round bye.
Okay.
No.
So that
I
means
disagree with that shit.
So that means we would have to expand the playoffs to 8, right?
Yeah.
Or drop them down back to 6.
No.
You would
expand
them
if
you 8 if you do that. The NFC and the AFC need to have their head.
So look, Matt, if what you're saying is like to shake it up, the only way to get for more, that's the only way to do it, is you would add teams and then you got a top 2 spots.
Yeah, because
I think adding an 8th playoff team would water down the playoffs more than having the division winner get a home game.
Well, the NHL does 8 per conference. The NBA does 10 because they have that play-in.
Yeah.
They also play multiple games a week. Yeah, because Sunday they actually play. Their series isn't spread out as long. If they play 3 games in 5 days, and there's a sweep, and then it's over. Where we have to wait in the NFL, you got to wait a week to play again. And I don't think they're going to agree to play shortened weeks and just for the playoffs to go faster if you add more teams.
So no. I'm not saying
Yeah, I
play. I'm
agree
not
with
saying.
that.
But
Like,
listen, so I'm not saying play shorter weeks. Essentially, all you would really be doing is taking that extra week that you gave within the season back away, and that would be a playoff week. It will be an easy transition, but that's the only way that what I'm saying, more reputable teams could get in. But at the same time, you have to respect the respected division winners at the end of the day, because that's how it's orchestrated. It's still orchestrated essentially the same way in the college football playoffs to a certain degree.
Well, and Carolina made it a game too. It's not like they got destroyed and weren't worthy of being there. Like they almost
Nah,
won that
I
game.
think I think Carolina was right where the fuck they were supposed to be.
Yeah, they turned it on at the end of the season. They figured out how to play, and they started playing.
Think
Yeah.
about it like this: we were 2 games shy of being a playoff team. Let's
Half
be
a game.
honest.
Half a game.
I say 2 games to actually have a seat and actually have a home game.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were 2 games away from that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you really look at it, it wasn't a bad season. It just had a lot of ups and downs because of injuries
Mm.
and lackluster performances from coordinators at certain times.
just lackluster performances from players too.
So
And
Q, we haven't had you
injuries.
on in quite a while. What's your honest assessment on JJ McCarthy or any other quarterback that we currently have on the roster?
Haynes King,
Uh,
2026. No, I'm dead serious. Uh, your first 2 years were a complete shit show. Nothing but injuries.
Yeah.
I have nothing that I can really judge you upon. You may actually be a decent quarterback, but for where we're at as an organization and as a team, I feel like the whole fucking organization is spiraling. And it's in dire need of a win. And I'm talking about a big one. So I think it's time to cut the losses, to be honest.
Well,
Is
I
it time
guarantee
for
you.
us to? Is it? I have an honest question here, guys. Is it time for us to actually think about a competition?
Oh, it's beyond that time. I promise you, they're going to bring in quarterbacks next year. If they try to trot out next year what they trot out this year, Quasi, KOC, and anybody else involved in that decision making is signing their own death warrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can make all the nice little public videos they want and toe the company line and everything else. I guarantee you, the Wilfs are furious at a 9-8 team not making the playoffs, largely due to not having either A, a healthy quarterback, or B, a competent quarterback on that roster. It will not happen next year, and if it does, heads are going to roll.
Yeah, competition is the bare minimum of what's going to happen this offseason.
That's a good way of putting it. Bare minimum competition. Yes.
We definitely need competition. So
Because I think at this point, you're going into year 3 on a rookie contract. You're wasting talent around him. And it's hard to draft for the future if you can't trust the quarterback you want to put the hands of the team in. So you got to start looking at rebuilding that position with draft picks again. You almost got to look at spending a second this year or a third this year.
But
or
now with the quarterback,
here's how we can will and deal. We got 2 players on the roster I feel like we don't need. I already spoke on one of them when we were talking on the back end. Jordan Addison, too many off season, off the field incidents.
I agree.
Ridiculous and crazy. TJ Hawkinson, you're not producing. think we
It's
can.
really there, but
I think we can
Addison, we're not
build
going to get
some
that much
thirds.
floor.
I
But
think we can
Hawkinson,
build
we
some
could.
thirds. I think we can get some third and fourth round picks
No,
out of Hawkinson.
with Addison, we can get a fifth.
Addison, we can definitely. Addison, we can definitely get.
You're getting more than a fifth.
We could definitely get a second round pick out of Addison.
No, you got to
He
look at what,
he
like how
directly,
many seasons has he
Winkle,
fucked up
Let
stop
him talk, Wayne.
talking, bro.
the
This is why I
game?
don't like when you be around. You can directly send Jordan Addison to any team, and he directly fits in as a number 2 again, or he could easily be groomed into a number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah. And for those who not understand why we're talking about Jordan Addison, is he was arrested this week for misdemeanor trespassing in an occupied structure or conveyance. Apparently, law enforcement was dispatched to a noodle bar inside the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. He refused to leave. There was no indications given why he was asked to leave. But apparently he had to be redirected multiple times by security, and they arrested him. I'm guessing alcohol might have been involved again. And since he's on probation out of California for 2024 incident, this also might violate him out of California. So he's also possibly looking at 6 games, maybe more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It sounds like this arrest is the lowest type of misdemeanor possible, and if alcohol is not, if it's not a drunken disorderly, I think he's off the hook on that. If it is a drunken disorderly, he's probably compounding some issues. We don't know if the judge ordered him not to drink alcohol, during his probationary period. Normally they do. It just depends on how they wrote the report and what they're charging him with, and then if the charges even stick, to be honest. But like Hugh was saying, on 25 of the 32 teams, he's a number 1 wide receiver. I think his value's still there, but all the legal stuff is bringing his value down. Hawkinson did not produce at all. Then again, we didn't really have a quarterback that, we were sitting there in the last game of the season rooting as hard as we could for Justin Jefferson to get 1,000 yards when he normally has like 1,700. I think it's hard to put that all on Hawkinson when we had a quarterback that just couldn't throw the ball to anybody except seemingly Jalen Naylor. And then, Hawkinson, Addison, several people had an issue of the dropsies this year, which we have really not ever seen out of any of them like that. It's just, I think it's snowballed, and a combination of like multiple different things went wrong. But Hawkinson's contract is going to be the issue of trying to trade and dead cap money and whatever else. I think it's wiser to, first off, no matter what you do, restructure him, because we're going to have to restructure Brian O'Neill. We're going to have to restructure several people, actually. Hawkinson, O'Neill, and Grenard are the top 3 that are going to kill us for their cap hits next year. At this point in time, and you can call me a heretic if you want, I was dead set against it at the beginning of the year, but Dallas Turner has really proved something to me throughout the season. And I really do think if we can afford
I agree
Grenard,
with you.
we could probably send Grenard elsewhere. And at this particular point in time, I am comfortable with Dallas Turner stepping into Grenard's role.
What would the dead cap hit look like if we do this? If we do go the route of trading a guy like Grenard, do we restructure before we trade, or just flat out trade and eat the dead cap?
I'm trying to look that up right now.
It would be about $9.9 million of dead money on a pre-June 1st trade, according to Over the Cap.
Not bad.
So it would be and then after it goes up, right?
I think it actually
Should only
goes
decrease by a year, yeah.
Does it decrease closer to the season, or does it go back up?
Now, post June 1st would be a $3.3 million cap hit. Dead money.
And Kelly,
So we need
if
to
we
move
cut
him.
Kelly,
Need to move him before the draft, and hopefully we can squeeze draft picks out of him.
Kelly needs to retire for his own good, and we've said this for weeks and weeks.
But
He's got a family and kids to think about, and he's had more concussions than a lot of soldiers in combat. This is not good. For his own good, he needs to be done. And there will be probably some sort of money carryover and everything with Kelly, but if he chooses to retire because of his injuries and everything, that's a comp pick too in 2027. So
yeah, I think our biggest cap hit looking here that is of question to me is Jonathan Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a $23 million cap hit next year.
Oh,
Like a large dead cap hit.
I think it just goes without saying that we get rid of Allen and Hargrave. That did not work out this.
Allen,
I'm gonna be honest. Redmond. Oh my gosh, Redmond had a hell of a year.
Yeah,
I would be fine.
Redmond had a hell of a year. Freaking Turner had a hell of a year.
I would be fine as of right now with Redmond as a for sure starter. Levi Drake Rodriguez replacing Hargrave.
Rodriguez is a guy that needed more playing time this year.
And then of course we can draft or we can go after a huge nose. You know, in the draft if we find one or something is available in free agency. So
I know we ain't got a chance, but
Patrick Woods.
But boy,
first round.
I love the way that Bang comes off that fucking edge.
Oh yeah, and I think honestly, I was just talking to somebody about this. He's second on the team in sacks for Miami.
Yeah,
those two guys for Miami could be the difference in this national championship game because they're playing at home. They're in their home stadium. They know the turf. They know the situation.
I was actually hoping, man, if Jacksonville had Travis Hunter, they would still be fucking playing.
Yeah. And I hope they make the playoffs next year or 2020 season because they're playing all their home games in Orlando.
The Jags, they going down the street.
They're coming down to Orlando to play so that they can
renovate Duval.
Mm-hmm. So their home games will be down here now. That'll be great.
Hell yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't play them that season, but the defense with the talent we've had on the defensive line over the years, like hasn't been what we were used to with the Williams Wall and that type of stuff. But we've had some good players like Levi Drake Rodriguez, who just isn't getting enough, snaps. Kyrie's Tonga is now playing for the Patriots.
So I got a question. I got a big fucking what if right here.
Okay.
I don't really think it's a big what if, but per se, Seattle makes it to the Super Bowl. You think Kwesi's out of here?
No.
I do.
Or do you?
I think Kwesi's out of here no matter what.
Do you at least think his job is in question within the next year if Seattle makes the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
His team's hot for sure, but
I think it already is in question. Honestly.
I think with Seattle having the success they've had with Sam Darnold, his job is in question.
See, that's the thing, though, is the Seahawks have the number 2 defense in the NFL. The Seahawks have the number 2 defense in the NFL, and Darnold's decreased his touchdowns by 10 from last year. His passer rating went down. His interceptions went up. So he's statistically having a worse season. He's having like a Case Keenum effect where he's just being carried by an absolutely elite defense.
And
he might not even play tonight. If Drew Lock starts and wins,
he's got two really good, reliable running backs in Chardonnay and Walker.
A good O-line.
Which I'm shocked. I wasn't expecting them to have that good offensive line this year.
I'll say this: up until
I'm sitting here telling you this right now.
he
Okay,
got injured, he was actually lighting it the fuck up though.
no, let me talk. Okay, like Darnold has a running game and a defense in Seattle.
Yeah, you're saying the same.
Yeah,
So,
and what did we have here? We had a running game and a defense here.
We didn't have a running game.
Yeah, it's a what running game?
So like I'm
We didn't have a
saying, fellas, as far
solid
as
running
as
game.
far as how does it work? Because I know we got some compository picks within that trade, correct? Or within that him like not signing him or something like that, didn't we?
Yeah, we get like a third or a fourth
Yeah,
for him.
we got a third round pick
Okay.
with him,
So-
and we
so-
got a fourth round pick with Jones.
Nope, we don't. We only get the third right now.
So maybe
okay.
2/3 with both these quarterbacks, right?
Nope, we're only looking at a third for Darnold, according to everything I've seen right now.
Jones, what do we get with Jones?
Nothing.
Not
By
anything this year.
no, let me look real quick. I just saw it.
So with
We
that,
have to have something for Jones this year.
No, it got taken away because of
The injury.
I
Damn.
don't think he met his playing. We were going to get one, but I don't think he met the numbers for the amount of playing time. He
I
came.
thought I
close
only
to-
needed 60% of snaps.
it was 65% of snaps, and I think he missed like what was it, 5 games?
all right. Compared
But at the same time, I'm going to sit here and tell you that Darnold made the playoffs.
Duh, we know that.
Well, the
And-
Seahawks made the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the thing is like with the defense, the way they played this year, with their lack of turnovers that they had last year, with the way our offensive line was in shambles, getting multiple quarterbacks destroyed. Do you think Darnold would have made the playoffs with this team? Do you think he would have had 35 touchdowns and been a 14-win team? I highly doubt it.
I think
I highly doubt that, and I doubt
think-
Jones would have done the same thing.
Man, I think Sam Darnold is a more healthy and more durable quarterback than JJ McCarthy has shown.
Oh, no doubt.
So
I'm not saying that. I just
so the best ability is availability.
I agree.
Whenever you go looking at anything, and he's been more readily available this season for Seattle.
I guess
So
It's the same argument as who would you take, Case Keenum or Kirk Cousins?
Winkle. I don't
So-
care about Kirk Cousins.
what I'm seeing here is the Eric Wilson signing eliminated the Daniel Jones compensatory pick.
yeah, hashtag worth it.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
could still get a 5th round pick for Cam Robinson, that backup offensive lineman. May not. But right now it's a 3rd rounder for Darnold. It is. Yeah, Eric Wilson might wipe out. It would have went from a 4th to a 5th round with Jones with the injury, but that Eric Wilson might wipe that out, right?
Yeah, sounds like it.
So
It's for us, I think might turn out about the same. Because if we don't re-sign Eric Wilson with the season he had, he may get us a 4th or a 5th next year in compensatory pick.
Gotcha.
You know, so it may even out over the long haul, but not instant gratification this year for it.
Yeah.
Who
But going back to
who do we have linebacker wise that's on the roster that can step in?
We don't have anybody,
We
but
don't have anybody.
we have Cashman and Pace, and our potential backup there was released.
Pace is going to be a free agent.
What's that?
Pace is the free agent.
Restricted free agent.
I don't think we're gonna let Pace walk. I think he's still a viable piece to the defense. The biggest question mark is who's gonna be the defensive coordinator, or is there a new scheme coming in? You know what I mean? That's the biggest question mark right now.
That's true with me. And are we bringing back Flores?
Well, that's
and
the hope.
Promoting him to AC.
That's the hope.
Me personally, I think he just. Me personally, it's a lot of head coaching vacancies out there, and let's not stray away from the fact the man wants a head coaching job. So
Right.
we also have to think of it that way. He could very, very, very quite a few. That I think this is the most head coaches that have been fired in the National Football League.
And I'm going to be real with you. I think that Pittsburgh's going to take him.
Okay, just not that I want to beat this dead horse to death, but just so we know why Kwesi is going to first. He's already on the hot seat, but it's a fireable offense if it's anything other than double-digit wins and a playoff win next year. So this is what we know. We have a first, second, and third round organic picks, right? We have a third round comp pick. Which, I mean, it's not guaranteed until it happens, but we have 8 picks before that comp pick. So you figure in it's basically a guarantee for Darnold because of, I mean, how it went. So first, a second, third round organic, third round comp for Darnold, 5th round from Philly for the 2025 Sam Howell trade, 6th round from Indianapolis for the 2025 Mekhi Blackman trade, 7th round original, 7th round from Houston for Cam Akers, 7th round from Carolina for Adam Thielen. There's 9 picks this year, whereas we had like what 4 last year or something. We have 9 picks. That is a lot of picks for Kwesi to F up.
Yes.
So
he gonna fuck it up if he don't draft another quarterback. He's gonna fuck it up.
Well, we were talking about that last week too. I really think we should. And if you can get like Diego Pavlia, I've been running some mocks Q on PFF. I've been picking him up in the 6th round. And he was the runner-up for the Heisman. You know, if he's hanging around back there and we've got all these excess,
better than Diego.
The Georgia Tech guy?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be him. It can be any one of 5 or 6 good QBs that you're going to see that are back there that we could go after. But I think it's a sin if we don't, especially when we're heading in here with 9 picks. You know, we need to pick up somebody, and then we're also going to have to do some stuff in free agency too.
So my question then is, would you rather waste a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, whether it be a comp pick or not, on another rookie quarterback, or would you rather just give that to Arizona for Kyler Murray or San Francisco for Mac Jones and at least know what you're getting and get someone that's got NFL experience? Because then you're just running the same risk all over again by hoping that a rookie pans out year 1.
Yeah. It depends on who the veteran is that is brought in. They're going to bring in a veteran. We just don't know who yet. That would really sway my decision making. I would be fine if all the above happened. I'm not interested in Mac Jones, but I am somewhat interested in Kyler Murray. The only thing that bothers me is, you know, he's like the same height as my 14-year-old daughter. And we already have a problem with J.J. McCarthy having more batted balls at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So
that's fair.
A lot of that's decision making on McCarthy's part.
Thanks, King. 6'2", 225. Good stature.
But that's interesting. I agree about not being wasteful when we have a bad track record with this, but I think you need to hit every avenue of approach that you can.
Yeah.
I think you instead of draft, if your question is instead of using the picks to draft, we use the picks to acquire the veteran. We're going to have to use picks to acquire the veteran anyways. That's going to happen anyways. And when you have 9 picks, I still think you get the best veteran that you can using your higher round picks. You use your lower round picks to at least draft something better than Max Brosmer.
Right. So do like a third for Mac Jones, then take back into the 5th or 6th round.
Yeah, or Chambliss, Pavia. I mean,
They're all going like 3rd or 4th, aren't they?
Depends on which simulator I've been using. But they're right around the end of the
talent that they bring out. When I sit there and judge them,
I got a phone call in the middle of that, but I was gonna say every position that was a question mark from this year, a draft pick should be spent on the best available player at that time.
Exactly.
Yes. So I think the best one I heard there's a YouTuber guy who always says if you draft for need every year, you're going to continue. Or if you draft for need, you're going to draft for need every year. If you take best available player, you're going to build your team.
Yep.
So I think you weigh your needs based on your best available. So if in the first round the best available is a corner and that's one of our needs, then we take it. If it's defensive tackle, the best available player, then we take it.
Yep.
At that point, I know we want to go. A lot of people like Jeremiah Love, but it is weakness at that point over running for a running back that early, somewhere to go. Or where do you?
I was like, if he's there at 18, he might be best player available at that point.
All the mocks I've been running on PFF, he has not made it past number 5.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other mock drafts, he has.
Yeah, there's one all the time. Almost every done he makes it.
If he doesn't make it past 5, let me clarify someone who I want. Patrick Woods, who has made it past 5 in most of the drafts.
Yeah, he's made it several times. I've seen. He's a decent, the decent's an understatement. He'd be a good pick at 18 if he's there. I think I heard someone say yesterday you're not excited about the draft because it doesn't look like there's a lot of good players. Defensive tackle is very deep. Corner seems to be very deep. Running back seems to be.
And Delaney, Mansour Delaney is another guy who could make it to us at 18.
Yep.
Keep talking. I'm doing something real quick. Keep talking.
Like I said, you weigh which position at what pick you're taking the best available player. At this point we're talking about getting rid of Hawkinson. Do we spend a second or third on a tight end at that point if he's gone, or do we wait to go later? I mean, you can get a guy.
I think we can still. I think we can still. It'll still. I don't think a lot of teams are going to be really going after tight ends early.
Right.
So I just started one on PFF. So I'm sitting here at 18, not doing any crazy stuff. My top ones that they have: Cassius Howell, edge out of Texas A&M, projected ranked 15. Spencer Fino, tackle out of Utah. To me, Brian O'Neill is on the edge of his career. Spencer Fino has been there quite a bit.
He's all right.
What I'm saying is we need a left tackle.
Davion Terrell, corner out of Clemson. They have him ranked right at 18. And then you have Caden McDonald out of Ohio State, defensive interior lineman. Let me look at something here. How big he is.
He's a big boy. I think he's like
325 or something like that.
6'3", 326. Yes. So see,
I can see that.
I'm closing this out, but there's options. I mean, we just have to figure out, or Kwesi and KOC, whoever the DC is, they got to figure out where they're assigning the value. But it really could be best player available. That is also a need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's kind of what you hope plans where you have I mean, in my at least my viewpoint is, if at 18, if there's a corner, a defensive lineman, and maybe a safety sitting there, we have opportunity to fill three needs.
Mhm.
What take the gamble on?
Guys, what if we take the best player available in the first round, right? Take a safety and the Dylan Thiemann or whatever the hell his name is out of Oregon in the second round.
I don't think, honestly, with the way I feel like free agency is gonna be this year, I really don't.
I don't think there's a safety that can replace Hitman.
There's nobody can replace Hitman.
I don't think drafting a safety this year is ideal or in the cards, because there are going to be quite a few safeties that are going to be free agents. It's just the fact of how they will and deal to free up this cap space.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing is can we afford a top 5 free agent safety?
I mean, we can afford to do little 1-2 year deals.
Yeah,
dude, we have
afford to do.
We're over $66 million.
It's like 42.
Is it down
42? Like it was 66 when I looked at it.
Yeah, Rob Brzezinski will handle that. We'll still be able to do whatever we want to do. You'd be amazed what Brzezinski can do with money.
Yeah,
I agree. I actually agree with you, Rob. But you look at what he's done in the past. Like, I'm surprised this guy hasn't been picked up as a GM anywhere.
He's more about the finances than the talent, I think.
Yeah, nobody can manage finances better than Rob Brzezinski. I've seen years where it's like, you guys are going to be a 2-win team because you can't afford anybody. You're $65 million over the cap, and all of a sudden, not only do we get everybody we want, we get some extra surprises we never thought we could get. I mean, we're hardly ever. Right. Last year was a terrible year, and we still won 9 games. So, I think Allen and Hargraves are definitely on the chop block just to cut losses, get rid of them, move stuff around. I think O'Neal absolutely has to be restructured. I feel Hawkinson absolutely has to be restructured.
I think Hawkinson needs to be traded.
What's that?
I think Hawkinson needs to be traded.
I don't think the contract that he has right now is not going to. We're not going to get. Teams are not going to jump on that. The way his contract is set up, whether he's traded or not, it needs to be restructured, and the money needs to be included later, because nobody's gonna jump all over that. I mean,
right.
And and then of course Grenard. I mean that. And it sucks that you're not supposed to lose your job to injury and everything, but all the time that he was out or injured and everything else, and then with the emergence of Dallas Turner, he kind of became an expendable guy. We have a multitude of wealth of pass rushers on this team, and not everybody gets to have a seat at the table, and that's just business. It's not because we don't like him, that's business. So he either needs to take way less money, and they need to do a restructure on that, and we keep the wealth at the position, or we gain draft capital trading an outstandingly good edge rusher to somebody.
Yeah, tell Drew Bledsoe you shouldn't lose your position to injury.
Right, exactly.
Well, and I don't want to shit on Gennard because he's obviously
position to a motherfucker that came in and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But like Grenard, he's obviously a stud.
Bledsoe versus Brady. Or what? 1 second. Super Bowl winner.
Yeah. We haven't had a very good. either usage of tight, because I'm seeing the comments that everybody wants to trade Hawkinson. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You want to trade him because he's not producing whatever. Prior to his injury, his first year,
Oliver.
He's already got the second best. After 1 year on the team, he's already got the second best single season stat line right behind Stu Voigt. And had it not been for that injury, he could have passed and had the best season of Viking and tight end history. If we're going to not have a superstar tight end on the team, what we need to do is we need to get ourselves another Visante Shenko type of tight end.
I'll tell you, the kid from Baylor, that's the guy right there if you want to go that route. The kid can play. He's truly a almost Shannon Sharp-esque tight end.
Right.
He's but not a good inline type of guy, but he will catch everything you throw at him.
So Davey has a good point. I think that is absolutely.
What about Kleintasser?
Kleintasser was a blocking tight end. He has no stat line to speak of whatsoever. His biggest stat line is the amount of years that he played tight end for the Minnesota Vikings. His numbers
and fullback.
They should offer Kelly an injury settlement, make Brandel the starter next season. I agree. Kelly cannot continue playing professional football. There will be an injury settlement. I'm fine with starting with Brandel, but there's also a lot of good centers in this draft too. And Eric can probably speak a little bit better to some of the guys he has eyes on. But there's gonna with the extra compensatory third round pick and whatever. And it looks like Eric might have stepped out right now, but we were talking centers the other week. Eric had who was the guys that the top like 2 or 3 centers in the draft, and like I was saying when you were out on your break, I'm fine with Brandel being the center, but there's also guys in the draft that could be had, and we got the picks to do it.
Slaughter, Lou,
Pat Coogan from Indiana.
Yep.
Kid from Iowa. Rob probably knows his name better than I do. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
The guy from Iowa is good. Yeah, you're right.
The guard and the center from Iowa are both predicted to be right on the guard's going to go higher, I think, but they're both should.
What about Slaughter out of Florida?
Yep, that's right. Just it was Slaughter. I like the kid from Alabama, but he's under 300. He's kind of small.
What about the guy from Auburn? Lou.
What's that?
What about the guy from Auburn? His name is Lou. His last name is Lou. Ley. L-E-W. Sorry.
Yep, Connor Lou. Yeah, he hasn't. He was out most of the season for injury, so he's going to be a big question mark until probably the combine if he goes, or a pro day. So people are probably going to want to see his health.
I want to see a new O-line coach.
Yeah.
So Connor Lou is.
But he's projected above. He's projected.
He's projected to go around the end of the second round, around 61st. Jake Slaughter out of Florida, projected to go number 78 overall. He's 6'4", 303. Let's see here. As we're rolling through, it's Logan Jones from Iowa. Now he is 6'3", 302. Projected to go at number 167. So we're talking later, right where we have compensatory picks and extra stuff. Parker Brailsford out of Alabama. Projected to go at 184. He is 6'2", 290. He is a little bit too small, in my opinion. We've played these games before. Connor Tollison out of Missouri, projected to go at 228. So now we're really getting into the later rounds. He's 6'4", but only 285. That is too small. Bryce Falk out of Kansas. 6'5", 310. I like it. And he's projected at number 248, way late. We're going to have a lot of picks. I'm fine with doing something like that.
Yeah.
in the fifth round.
Texas Tech got a good defensive tackle that's coming out this year, I believe. He's a guy that we could get later round pick that could be a hidden gem. They actually have a linebacker that they actually got Rodriguez. He was in the Heisman running.
Yeah, he's projected like third, fourth, fifth round too. He could easily
easy guys that we can get in. He's a good coverage linebacker. He comes downhill, plays the run well. Good traditional Mike linebacker. Something we need on a cheaper scale. Yeah, like you said, like we all been saying, like, man, it's a lot of guys that are coming out that would directly fit and I feel fix team needs.
Okay, I got the curveball one. I got a curveball question for you guys. Who all is in favor if we lose B-Flow of going back to a 4-3 defense? And as of right now, if depending on what happens with Grenard, but let's say that Grenard, does move elsewhere. So your edge rushers are Van Ginkel and Turner. Your interior defensive line is you have Redmond as your nose. You have Levi Drake Rodriguez as your 3 technique. And your 3 linebackers, you have Cashman at middle. You have Eric Wilson at Mike. And then you have Ivan Pace at Will, linebackers. Who's all in favor of something that looks like that if we go to a different defense with the guys that we have right now on the team?
I'd say no. Because we don't know if Wilson's coming back, and I don't think Cash Van Ginkel is gonna and Turner. Maybe Turner would be okay. I can't see Van Ginkel being on.
But I think if we do, yeah, I'm with that because Van Ginkel's not a traditional guy to put his hand in the ground. So I think that draws a issue, and I think if we go back to a 4-3, I think we keep either Jonathan Allen or Hargrave because they're traditional 4-3 guys.
Well, then the other thing you could do in that aspect is, and not saying that it needs to be an exact Mike Zimmer clone, but you keep Bernard as an edge rusher. You have Dallas Turner's edge rusher. You put on guys. You put some combination of. You could keep Jonathan Allen, I guess, or you run with Redmond. You run with LDR and everything, and then what you do is you move Ginkel to one of the linebacker spots and everything. And when you want to do your double A gap mug, the patented Mike Zimmer thing that worked great for us all those years and everything, who you're bringing is you're bringing Cashman and Ginkel from the linebacker spots. Does that sound appealing to you?
I think move Ginkel to like a wheel linebacker, a weak side linebacker, more of a coverage rush type of situation if you go to a 4-3.
Right on. Well, we got Ken joining us here. Congratulations on your playoff win. Thanks to that, now the Minnesota Vikings have the longest drought in the NFC North for a playoff win. We are well aware, but what's your thoughts here? We got roughly about 10 minutes left in this show. We do, even though we're not playing, you guys are. You kind of want to preview what you are looking at here with a somewhat injured but still dangerous 49ers team coming to town, right?
Yeah, so I just woke up Saturday, right? One day sleep, and I see Rob went, "Hey Ken, you should come on." I'm like, "All right, give me a minute." I just saw the news that got posted that Darnold's hurt. So if Darnold's hurt, that changes things a little bit. Having to go with your backup quarterback against a division rival. I already thought this game was going to be a good game, division rival game. I mean, we know division rival games change everything. right? One team could be ranked the number one team in the NFL, the other one could be ranked 30th. It doesn't matter. It's a division game. So this was already going to be a tight game. Maui's trying to make an appearance here, my cat, or he's with the other cat. Either way, he's about to trip the wire. Hold on. There you go. So it's going to be a great game. I don't know. I had this as a close game to begin with. The Darnold injury just makes it even more, it adds another layer to it. You know what I mean?
So where I'm going with this, let's say that you guys do beat the Rams. Who do you want to see? Or who do you not want to see? Do you not want to see San Francisco, or do you not want to see Seattle?
I'm at that point, man. I'm like Ricky Gervais. I just don't care. Fifth time. I don't care. Thank your God. Thank your agent. Get off the stage. I'm at that point. For the Bears, we're playing with house money. Like, look, at the beginning of the year, and I said we're going to be 7-10 in a dark horse. Everyone's like, oh, you're crazy. You're Delulu. Whatever. Well, then we win the division. Okay, cool. We did better than I expected. Then we beat the Packers in the playoffs. Like, at that point, I was already playing with house money. I guess I've stolen the Packers money, and I'm playing with it now. So for me, I'm in bonus rounds. I'm like, if we were to lose to the Rams, I'm like, suck that we lose to the Rams, but man, what a great season, right? So I don't really care who we play. I mean, I would look at the NFL. I think a Bears-Niners rematch in Chicago is something they can sell. I mean, we just played them a couple weeks ago, and it was an epic game, right? First time in NFL history in the regular season. The game was tied at 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. That never happened in the regular season before. So that would be a cool matchup. A Bears-Seahawks matchup, also cool. Darnold against the Bears again if Darnold's playing. So, I mean, either matchup would be great.
Davey, thanks for the question here. I started life as a 63 series, ended up being 91. I had 6 years of first sergeant time in a forward support company for a field artillery battalion, and I retired as a brigade support operations NCOIC for an infantry brigade combat team after 29 years. Matthew Listeri, he was a sergeant what was your most? No, Matthew?
I was a specialist. I was 88 Mike.
Oh, 88 Mike. That's right. Transportation. Ken, the Bear fan, retired as a major. A lot of logistics and operations. Q, he was in the Navy, believe petty officer, I think. And then Eric, Southern School, was a drill sergeant, actually. So that's kind of our.
That's what's
Yep.
Hey, we're adding Air Force to the family, man.
So he was 31 Bravo. Nice. Well, thanks for your service too, Davey, and thanks for watching.
Hey, in a couple weeks, in less than 30 days, my oldest boy is going to be. I get to swear him in.
Nice.
That's the perks of being a retired field grade. I get to swear my oldest boy into the United States Air Force, and he shoots off. He's going to be a bomber tech.
So he's the smart one. He didn't go Army. He's going.
He gets the nice bases.
So crazy part about it. My nephew just called me.
We all told him like he was going to go to the Marine Corps. He calls me up one day. He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to MEPS on Wednesday." I'm like, "You're what?" Yeah, I'm going to MEPS on Wednesday with the Marine Corps. I'm like, "No, you're not." He's like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, "No, if you go there,
thanks for your service, Ron.
Contract. You're not going to the MEPS with the Marine recruiter. You're going to Air Force ROTC." And I put 3 or 4 other officers, Army officers, that I'm plays with on the phone. We all have to you will go to Air Force ROTC. The knucklehead goes to Air Force ROTC, does great in class. For ROTC, he rocks out with the out in class. Of course, the rest of the classes, you might need to remind him you need to go to them. So him and college don't mix. So he's going enlisted Air Force. But yeah, all the Army people, we all pushed the Air Force. Like, look, they build the barracks first. Or I'm sorry, the dormitories, and then the golf course and the PX and everything else. And they go, oh, by the way, we're the Air Force. We're out of money and we don't have a runway. Could you please give us more money? I mean, come on, the Air Force. they're chill. I mean, he's going to pen, and that'll be his weapon.
Right. Oh, the one other caveat, and Ken will laugh at this too. As soon as you picked up that 2 Sierra ASI identifier and you're qualified to run operations, you rarely ever do your MLS anymore because you're going to be stuck on somebody's staff somewhere doing MDMP, PowerPoint slides, and just stuff that makes you want to beat your head against the wall.
Once you leave command on the officer side, you're just staffy. You're a staffy. Once I left company command, I was a staffy. I was up at division staffs for the rest of my time and above the line. But yeah, unless you get a brigade or battalion staff, you're just a staffy the rest of your career.
Pretty much.
Being a staffy primary.
Once you get anywhere in a HQ position, you just fucked.
No, like, when I was at ESC and I was the SPO, that was actually a really kick-ass job because you have some power. Like, as an 04, I had 06 as kiss in the ring, so to speak, because I was the gatekeeper to the TG.
Right. So and the SPO, like I was SPO NCOIC, and me and Ken served together in Iraq, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And then later in life, we both, moonlight, go to different staff positions because you have to. I mean, I had 6 years as a first sergeant. Normally you get 2. So I was blessed. I had 3 different captains, that I worked with. Normally they don't let you sit that long. And then, you have to do staff time and whatever. But the SPO is an actual brigade asset. Most of the time you'll drill with the BSB at the battalion level, but that is a brigade asset. And yes, as a staff primary, as a SPO, there's 2 majors usually at the battalion and everything. One of them is the XO, the other one is your SPO. And the SPO NCOIC and the SPO staff primary major are directly advising the full bird colonel that commands the brigade combat. So
yeah, I was a SPO at the division level, so a step higher. So
way higher. Yeah.
Yeah, the SPO actual normally is an 06. Well, they took my 06 and made him the G3 and then made me the SPO. And then I was the SPO and the G1. That's a story for another day. I was actually the G1 while I was the SPO as well, which made another 06 a little mad because I was 04. But it was cool. But the best position I ever had in the Army outside of being a commander, believe it or not, was being an Army instructor.
Yeah.
That is a cool gig. And it allowed me to travel the country and see a lot of football and hockey in other towns.
That's dope.
So I went to Anaheim, I went to LA for games. I saw the Hawks play the Ducks in Anaheim, Bears in Tennessee, that kind of stuff. So yeah, really cool career.
We got about 2 minutes, guys. I want to go around and do final thoughts with everybody. Let's start with Matthew.
Just hoping for some good football this weekend. Last weekend was pretty hard to match, so I don't know. I'm checked out of Viking related shit until free agency.
Right. What do you think, Q? Or maybe he stepped out for a second. Eric?
Yeah, I just seen they released the rosters for the East-West Rhine game, so I'm keeping my eye on a lot of these All-Star games for the draft. So if you're not if you're interested in the draft, start watching or just reading up about these players that are going to be playing. Practices are key for those things.
Yep. So, all right, Ken, I want to thank you for coming and joining us for the last little bit of the show here, and got to talk a little bit of military stuff, got to talk Vikings, got to talk playoff football and everything. So we will be back next Saturday, same time, same channel, all the different platforms. Watch us on X, watch us on Facebook, watch us on Roku TV, Fire Stick, and of course YouTube. So thanks for joining. Thanks for all the input from the comments today. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, good luck.
Bear down.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 Palmcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.